Shalom Israel, Prison Officer Matt Kwayap of the Israelite School, Universal Practical Knowledge, right, out here in Trinidad. Sorry for the late start, lucky for the late start, right? Prison Officer Matt Kwayap here from the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, which started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commandant General GEN.YAHANNA, right? In our school, we teach that Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are part of the 12 lost tribes of the nation of Israel. And it is important that our people come back to the laws, commandments, and statutes of the Most High, right? Because we are a nation of people. We are a nation of 12 tribes, right? Of 12 tribes. And we have laws that the Most High God gave to us that we must keep, that we must follow. You understand? That we must teach our people in this captivity who they are. You understand? There are things for us to do in order for us to build back our nation, and in order for us to be in right standing with the Most High before he make his second return. You understand? Also, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians must understand that this Bible only belongs to them. It is for no other nation upon the face of the earth. You understand? Because the Lord chose us. The Lord chose us to be holy, to be separate. You understand? He gave us laws, commandments, and statutes to follow. You understand? Which we should teach and teach our generations hereafter. You understand? You give me the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 2 and verse 1. We will start there. Right? Because as a people, you understand, when we go to the Christian church or any denomination that quote unquote teach about the Bible, or teach about the Most High, or teach about Christ, the angels, so forth, you understand? You will be confused because you will not know what you as a Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian man, woman, or child should be doing. Things to look out for, things that we should improve on as a people. You understand? To help our nation grow, to help our nation thrive. You understand? And to take us out of this position that we're in, to take us out of this captivity that we're in. You understand? But the Lord tells us one thing that we must understand. And when we understand this, you understand? Of course, we'll understand other things that is to come when we read in the scriptures. You understand? Because, of course, in the Christian church, they will not teach you this. They will not tell you this. They will make you feel everything is all hunky-dory, everything is nice. You understand? They will make you feel that the world is running, what should I say, it is running smooth. You understand? This is the world that you should live in, and everything like that, when that is not so. You understand? Give me the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 2 and verse 1, Baba Kusha. Yeah, Tawala. Book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 2 and verse 1. Again, as a people, as Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, this Bible only belongs to us. You understand? So even if you see these other nations talking ill about the Bible, or saying that, you know, the Bible is mistranslated or watered down, or all these different things, you will understand that they don't understand this Bible. Most I tell you that he'll raise a prophet from among your people. You understand? And here in the I.S.U.P.K, we learn under the generals, under Commandant General GEN.YAHANNA, the generals, the captains, the officers. You understand? Go ahead if you have it, Baba Kusha.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 2 and verse 1.
You read it out hard, Baba Kusha, right?
My son, if thou
take it from the top again, so we will hear which part it is.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 2 and verse 1.
Yeah, Tawada.
My son, if thou come to serve the Most High.
You understand? So the Lord must know. You understand, my son, meaning Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Any one of us choose, you understand, to walk away from the Christian church, walk away from the Muslim mosque, you understand, because we asking ourselves questions. We asking ourselves, why life like this? You understand? Why Blacks and Hispanics being shut down in the streets? Why young Black and Hispanic women being prostituted to these other nations? Why these other nations, you're finding Chinese with Venezuelans who are our brothers and sisters in the establishments, you understand, as young prostitutes. You understand? Why our people is being in so much oppression under the hands of these other nations. You understand? Especially again the Venezuelans, that they had to flee from the hands of the oppressor to come over here in Trinidad, you understand, to be more oppressed under the hands of the East Indians and the Chinese. You understand? Why? So you're asking yourself these questions. You will go to the Christian church, you will go to your pastor, your religious leader, and you will ask them, why these things happening? You understand? And you know what they go tell you? Son, you need to pray. Son, well, this is just the world we live in. You understand? And all these different things, you're not getting the answers that they're asking for. But the Lord tell you one thing, my son, if you come to serve the Lord, go ahead.
Prepare thy soul for temptation.
You understand? You as a black, Hispanic, or Native Indian man, woman, or child, you have to prepare yourself for temptation. You have to prepare yourself to go through some things. You understand? Because this is not going to be a smooth ride. You understand? This is not going to be the Christian pastor singing, dancing, jumping, hopping, skipping, and all these different things. You understand? The Lord is letting you know, if you come to serve the Lord, prepare yourself to go through some things. You understand? Go ahead.
Verse 2, set thy heart aright.
So now you coming to serve the Lord, you have to do what? Set your heart aright, set your mind aright. Set your mind, you understand, on things that is of the Most High, not things of the world. Now you have to go into the scriptures to understand what things you have to follow, what things you have to do, what things you have to keep, to continually set your heart aright, continually set your mind aright. Go ahead.
And constantly endure it.
And do what?
Constantly endure it.
And constantly endure. Meaning these things, what is going to happen? You understand? You have to constantly endure. Don't fall. Don't waver. You understand? You have to constantly enjoy, because these things is not to bring you down. You understand? These things is not to bring you to the lower state. These things is to purify you, to make you pure. You understand? To take away impurities from in you. So things is going to happen. You understand? You have to constantly endure that. Look at what happened. Look at what happened in the book of Job. You understand? Look at the things that happened to Job. You understand? Things similar to that, or even in a less fashion, might start to happen. You understand? And then they might say, oh God, the Lord against me. You understand? But the Lord don't tell you do what? Constantly endure. Set your heart aright. Constantly endure. Go ahead.
And make not haste in thy time of trouble.
And do what?
And make not haste in thy time of trouble.
And the Lord is saying, in your time of trouble, in your time when these things happen to you, don't make haste. You understand? You see me watch. I live in the street because look, my son died, or look, I lost this happening, or that happening to me, or whatever the case might be. You understand? In the I.S.U.P.K, it's counsel. It have counsels for when such things like that happen. You understand? You wanted to say something? Oh, right. Read over that again. No, right. Just right there, Baba Kusha.
And make not haste in thy time of trouble.
Right, and make not haste in time of trouble. Go ahead.
Verse 3. Cleave unto him.
Do what?
Cleave unto him.
Do what?
Cleave unto him.
And this is what we're supposed to be doing as a people. You understand? We're supposed to be cleaving to the Most High, especially in our time of trouble, especially when we see the world turning upside down. You understand? When we see our brothers and sisters show the four corners of the earth and things happening to them in all manner of fashion, you understand? Things happening to our people, right here on the islands. You understand? Now we have to cleave unto the Most High. You understand? Make not haste in time of trouble, but cleave unto him. This is the time when we have to cleave to the Most High. You understand? Because we can't cleave unto none of our oppressors. We can't cleave unto the so-called white man, or the East Indian, or the Chinese, or the Syrians. We cannot cleave unto them. Cleave unto them for what? You understand? When the Most High already tell us that we are not desired. You understand? The Most High tell us in Zephaniah 2:1, gather yourself together, O nation not desired. This is what our people need to understand. You understand? This is what we need. Gather ourselves together. Cleave to the Most High. When we see these things happening, cleave unto the Most High, because it have nobody else to cleave unto but the Most High. You understand? Go ahead, Officer Shah.
And depart not away.
And do what?
And depart not away.
You understand? And do not depart. When you cleave to the Most High, right there is supposed to be. As the book of Psalms say, is under his wings do I trust, paraphrase, and under his shadows do I trust. There where your trust is supposed to be. There where you're supposed to be cleaving on. You understand? Because as the scriptures we was reading earlier on, when your time of trouble start, it have no other place to go but under the wings, under the shadow of the Almighty. You understand? So we as a people need to cleave to the Most High. You really want to come and serve the Lord? You seen brothers and sisters out on the street? Salakia, you seen brothers out on the street? You understand? Prophesying and trying our best to make brothers and sisters change from the ways. You understand? Come out from the things that they used to do. You really watching that and saying, boy, yeah, but I feel, you see me, I going and serve the Most High. Lord tell you do what? Prepare your soul for temptation. You understand? Go ahead, Officer Shah.
That thou mayest be increased at thy last end.
That what?
That thou mayest be increased at thy last end.
You understand? And when all this is said and done, at the last end, when Christ make his return, you is going to be increased. You is going to inherit the kingdom of the Most High. You understand? Because this is what the Lord have in store for us, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. That will be our heaven. You understand? So if the Christian church saying that we're going to die and end up in some place with white Jesus and white angels and animals walking about and having a good time with us, that ain't going to be so. You understand? That is garbage according to the Christian church. You understand? Read over that, Baba Kusha.
The last part?
Yeah, we're not with it.
That thou mayest be increased at thy last end.
You understand? And when you go through all this, you cleave to the Most High. At the end of everything, you're going to be increased. You understand? Go ahead.
Verse 4. Whatsoever is brought upon
what? Go ahead.
Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take it cheerfully.
You understand? And whatsoever things is brought upon you, take cheerfully. That don't mean, you understand, you're out on the streets teaching or whatsoever the case might be, and these other nations come up against you and disrespect you and lash out on you, and you just take it cheerfully. That don't mean that. You understand? The Lord saying, whatsoever is brought upon thee, take it cheerfully. Go ahead.
And be patient.
And do what?
And be patient.
Go ahead.
When thou art changed to the low estate.
And be patient when you change from the low estate, because now that is the trying period that the Most High is going to try, because coming into the truth from out in the world, it might have a high status. You understand? Or it might be somebody prominent. But now you come to serve the Most High, the Lord tell you, prepare your soul for temptation, set your heart aright. Now we'll be in a position where the Most High strip you everything. You understand? To now start to build you up. Break it down, to now start to work on him and make it the man who he wanted to be, not who you want to be. Because out in the world, that is what we strive for out in the world. We strive to be a man that we want to be. You understand? Go ahead.
Verse 5. For gold is tried in the fire.
For what is tried in the fire?
For gold is tried in the fire.
So now the Most High comparing us to gold. You understand? Using it as a metaphor to show us. For gold is tried in the fire. Now the Most High is saying, you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, you are my gold. You understand? And you're going to be tried in fire. You're going to go through some things. You understand? Go ahead.
An acceptable man in the furnace of adversity.
You understand? So just as how gold is tried in the fire to take away impurities, when you watch the process of gold, how gold is made, you understand? There is how us as a people coming to serve the Lord, that is what's going to happen to us. We're going to be tried in the fire. You understand? We're going to go through some things. We're going to go through some things so that our impurities will fall off. The things that we used to do it will drop off. You understand? For gold is tried in the fire and what?
An acceptable man in the furnace of adversity.
You understand? And to be accepted by the Most High, is going to pass through the furnace of adversity. You're going to go through some things. You understand? When you're going through these things, there's two things going to happen. It's either you're going to serve the Most High, you understand, or you're going to say, what, you see this? Let me go back in the world. Let me go back in the world and eat pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster. Let me go back in the world and smoke weed, run hoes, be a homosexual, be a lesbian, be a pimp. You understand what I'm saying? Be a drug dealer. Continue doing abortions and all these evil things. You understand what I'm saying? Or you serve the Most High, you go through your things, you understand what I'm saying? And you keep doing what? Cleaving onto the Most High, as we read earlier. You understand? Because as a people, that's what we're supposed to do. As David said in the book of Psalms, he said, meditate in the Lord day and night. You understand? That is showing he was cleaving to the Most High. We as a people, we have to do that, cleave unto the Most High, especially in these last days, especially when we see these other nations playing mad around each other. You understand? Especially when we're seeing what's happening within our own country, within our own community. You understand? This is the time now we're supposed to cleave to the Most High. You understand? From there, give me the book of John, chapter 5 and verse 3. Baba Kusha. You understand? And when you cleave into the Most High, of course, you will understand that you have to keep the laws, commandments, and statutes. And this is how. You understand? Blacks and Hispanics will move from in the condition then to be in a better condition than before. You understand? When you have it, read it, Baba Kusha.
John 5 and 3.
Yeah, Baba Kusha.
John chapter 5 and verse 3.
Go ahead.
In these lay a great multitude.
You sure you have that right? John 5 and 3? John chapter 5 and verse 3. Yeah, I feel it just now. Hold on.
John 5 and 3.
I think it's that. I think I have it wrong here. Salakia. Hold on 1 minute.
That why.
Yeah, Baba Kushala, in my era. 1 John chapter 5 and verse 3 to what? Go ahead, read it when you have it, Baba Kushala.
1 John chapter 5 and verse 3. For this is the love of the Most High.
Now, this is how you're going to show you love the Most High. You understand? The Most High don't let you know. If you come to serve the Lord, prepare your soul for temptation. That's all right. You're going to go through some things. You understand? But now you're going to show your allegiance with the Most High. You're going to show that I want to walk after the things of the Most High by doing this. Read it from the top, Baba Kusha.
1 John chapter 5 and verse 3. For this is the love of the Most High, that we keep His commandments.
You understand? And this is how you, as a Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian man, will show that you love the Most High. You understand? When you keep His commandments. When you not when you go to the Christian church and you jump up and down, you beat tambourine, you sing. You understand? You be the best altar boy, altar girl. You understand? Where you go down and moan and see all these different gods and tie your head with 152 band. You understand? And all these different things. The Lord don't require all of that. The Lord don't require all of that for you to show that you love Him. For you to show you love the Most High, you must do what? Read it again.
That we keep His commandments. And His commandments are not grievous.
You understand? To show we love the Most High, we have to keep the commandments. You understand? We have to stop eat pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster. We have to stop commit adultery. We have to stop smoke weed. We have to stop sell drugs to our brothers and sisters. You understand? We have to make our sisters stop commit abortion and all these different things. You understand? We have to keep the laws, commandments, and statutes as a people to show the Most High that we love Him. You understand? Read it from the top, Baba Kusha.
1 John chapter 5 and verse 3.
Go ahead.
For this is the love of the Most High, that we keep His commandments.
You understand? That we keep the Most High laws, commandments, and statutes. Go ahead.
And His commandments are not grievous.
And the commandments of the Most High, it is not grievous. You understand? Meaning it is not something that you cannot do. It is not burdensome. You understand? We as a people, we could keep the laws, commandments, and statutes. One thing, as I always say, you understand, is that when you come to serve the Most High and you start learning, as fast as you're learning, you apply certain things. There are things that you would not know. There's things that you will know coming into the school. And as fast as the teachers teach it, you apply it, you understand, and you keep moving forward. To show the Most High that we love Him, we have to keep His commandments, and the commandments is not grievous. You understand? To someone who like to sin or to a sinner, the commandments is going to be grievous. You know why? Because they do not want to follow the Most High. They want to continue in your wicked ways. They want to continue in doing all manner of evil against the Most High. And to you feeling it all right because of the Christian church, because of the Muslim mosque, you understand, because of the Hindu mandir, the temple, and all these different things. The Most High just requires one thing. If you love me, to show me you love me, keep my commandments. You understand? Just like any good father with a child, for the child to show the father that I love my father, I'm willing to to walk after the ways of my Father in righteousness, the things that the Father lay out for the child, he's going to follow it. You understand? And that is how you know as a parent will look down and say what? This is my son in who I am well pleased. And that is what we blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, this is what we're supposed to be striving for. You understand? Keeping the laws, commandments, and statutes of the Most High. You understand? So that when the Lord look down upon us, he will say what? This is my son, this is my daughter, in whom I am well pleased. You understand? This is what we're supposed to do as a people. But of course, again, in the Christian church, they ain't going to teach you that. You understand? Because if we, even from the head, from the pastor in the Christian church, they don't want to hear about keeping the laws, commandments, and statutes because of course they're done pushing and preaching that that the laws of the Most High done away with. You understand? Officer Shaw, they do me one favor, right? Just check right on the table in the back there and bring a copy from a paper. Right? Because this is what the heads in the religious organization push, that the laws are God done away with. And if they could push something like that, meaning that they hate the Most High, they hate God. You understand? They don't want to see their people come out from the conditions that they're in. You understand? They don't want to see that at all. They love seeing blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians in the condition, in the position that they're in. You understand? All right, no sir. Hold on, Baba Kusha. Yes, so that's a lucky. What's my right? They don't like to see blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians come out from the condition that they, you understand? They don't want to see that. They don't like to see the condition. They love to see the condition that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians in. You understand? If they really wanted to see us come out from any position or the condition that we're in, of course they're going to push the laws, commandments, and statutes of the Most High. They're going to push for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, you understand, to do not commit adultery. They're going to push for that. No? No. Right? They're going to push for our sisters to not to commit adultery, not to do abortions. You understand? This is what the Christian church is supposed to be pushing. The Christian church is supposed to be pushing. No, that's not. It's like you what? Right, Salakia. So now what I'm saying is that in the Christian church, these are the things that they're supposed to be pushing. The laws, commandments, and statutes of the Most High. You understand? Of course, this will change our communities. This will change our ghettos. This will change, you understand, our nation and bring our nation together, being the nation that the Most High want us to be as a people. You understand? But in the Christian church, they will not push these things. Again, they will say the laws of God done away with. You understand? And have our people spinning in mud, spinning top in mud. Yeah, Papa Kusha. Yeah, so what, right? Yeah, and have our people spinning top in mud. You understand? And not having them coming out or they do not want out of the position or the condition that they're in. You understand? You'll give me the book of Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 10. Yeah, so what? You understand? You'll give me the book of Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 10. Yeah, we will start there again, right? Baba Kusha, to what? Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 10. Because our people, when we go into the Christian church and you hearing, you're not supposed to be, you hearing in the Christian church, you could eat anything you want, you could do what you want, you understand? There's a sinner coming as a sinner, coming who he is, whatever the case might be, whatever garbage the Christian pastor might tell you. And then you come now and hearing men on the streets in the I.S.U.P.K telling you, hey, you're not supposed to be eating pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster. These things will give you diseases. You understand? These things will give you high cholesterol, hypertension, diabetes. You understand? I know we go say, but I just eat that, nothing to happen. But we ain't looking out for when you reach down at an older age. We ain't looking out for that. When you see all these cataract and gout and all these things start coming up on you and overtaking you. You understand? Then you want to worry, studying all what happening with me, the Lord against me. No, not the Lord against you. They didn't listen to what the Lord tell you, Salakia, to follow. You understand? So in the Christian church, you don't want to hear that. And if you sit down and really examine the Bible properly or listen to the priests and prophets in the I.S.U.P.K under Commandant General GEN.YAHANNA, you understand? And you hearing that black women should not abort babies. You understand? Abortion is murder. Then you're supposed to be questioning yourself and asking, well, then what my pastor teaching me in the Christian church? You hearing eating pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster brings on diseases upon your body. You understand? Maybe at a young age or at an old age. You understand? Then you're supposed to be saying, well, what my pastor teaching me in church? If you hear blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians not supposed to be selling each other drugs, or being homosexuals, or being lesbians, you understand? Or committing adultery, and all these different evils, then you're supposed to be asking yourself really and truly, Dan, why learning in a Christian church? You understand? Because your pastor not even telling you Christ black, the angels black, the prophets are the Most High black is black people. You understand? You're not even telling her that Christ came out from the ghetto in Nazareth. You understand? Just like our people stuck in every ghetto here in Trinidad and Tobago, there's where the Lord's people is. But in the Christian church, we don't want to hear that. You understand? The Lord knows what we want to hear in the Christian church. Give me the book of Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 10, Baba Kusha.
Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 10. We say to the seers.
Go back to verse 9, Baba Kusha. Salakia.
Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 9. That this is a rebellious people, lying children.
This is a what?
Rebellious people.
The Lord is letting us know that our people, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, is a what?
A rebellious people.
We are rebellious people. You understand? Well,
lying children.
Lying what?
Lying children.
Lying children. Go ahead.
Children that will not hear the law of the Most High.
Children that will not what?
Hear the law of the Most High.
That will not what?
Hear the law of the Most High.
You understand? Children that will not hear the laws of the Most High. You understand? The Lord knows who we are. And that right is supposed to make you get frightened. The Lord knows we are rebellious people. Lying children. Children that will not hear the laws of the Most High. You understand? Because when you look at it today, when you start telling people, hey, you need to come back keeping the laws, commandments, and statutes of the Lord. You need to keep the dietary law. You understand? You need to keep the Lord's high holy days, his feast days, and all these different things. They don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that at all because they think it's something burdenous. They thinking it's the next Christian church, you understand, or the next Muslim mosque. But the Lord is letting us know that we are rebellious people, lying children, and we don't want to hear the law of the Lord. You understand? But does that mean that we have to subject to that? Does it mean that we have to subject to what the Christian pastor tell us? No. As we read earlier again, the Lord tell us, I come to serve the Lord, prepare a soul for temptation. If you love me, keep my commandments. You understand? Go ahead.
Which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things.
You understand? They don't want the prophets of the Most High. They don't want the prophets in the I.S.U.P.K to prophesy unto them right things. You understand? They don't want to hear the right things that the Lord tell us what to do, that the Lord tell us what not to do. You understand? They don't want to hear when the Lord say that we are chosen people, a royal people, a separate people. They don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear these right things. They don't want to hear the right things when the Lord say that Christ black, as it is written in the book of Revelation. You understand? They don't want to hear the black, the prophets black. They don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that nuclear destruction is about to happen. You understand? They don't want to hear these right things. What they want to hear? Go ahead, Baba Kusha.
Speak unto us smooth things.
They want to hear what?
Speak unto us smooth things.
They want to hear smooth things. They want the Christian pastor to speak unto them smooth things. You understand? They want to hear sow a seed, and by Monday morning, you're going to have a tree of money. You understand? They want to hear smooth things. They want to hear buy this handkerchief. When you're paying in the left knee, you wrap it. You understand? They want to hear jump and sing for Jesus. They want to hear smooth things. You understand? They want to hear that they sow a seed and receive a miracle and all these different garbage from the Christian church. They want to hear things that just make them feel good. You understand? They don't want to hear prepare soul for temptation. They don't want to hear that. You understand? They want to hear smooth things. Go ahead.
Prophesy deceit.
Do what?
Prophesy deceit.
You understand? They want to hear prophecies of deceit. They want to hear lies. You understand what I'm saying? They really don't want to hear what the Most High have to say. Give me the book of Jeremiah chapter 12 and verse 10, Babakosha, when you could, but go ahead.
Jeremiah chapter
12 and verse 10. Yeah, Babakosha. Go ahead. You was going to say something, right?
Come.
Yeah.
The radio station, I think was 2 days ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
I thought a couple, right? How they see how the coronavirus was killing people and all kind of things. They say in their mind, by let me go and change the life and really go to the Most High and things. So the man started to say how he started to go Bible class and all kind of thing, right? So he started to go to Bible class and things because he lost he gets sent home from. Because I know all them companies them with doctor and labor force, so he home doing nothing or kind of thing. So he tell you wife, let me go and do some Bible class and things. So he started doing the Bible class and thing, and the pastor coming home and teaching them and all kind of thing. So now the company come and call him back and thing, right? So going back out working and thing. But he say him, you know, like he leave the wife to continue with the Bible class and thing.
So he go on and he leave him madam there.
Yeah, he leave madam there and things. So no see and things. So now the company come back and say reduce back in labor force and things. So he gets sent home. He gets sent home early and things. So he say you show about all 2 o'clock so and thing. When he come now, you see the pastor card and thing normal and thing. But now when he come inside now, you know usually they just do the class in the gallery. But he say you see, there are 2 galleries now to it. One to the front and one to the back. So when he come in the front now, he say he and see them there. And also now it have a part in the house from the gallery, he can see through the house and things. He say when he watching, he just like decide to watch it one time. He and see them there. And when he go in the back now, he say he and see them and things. So like he say he starts saying in mind you tell me this is really it is and things. So like he don't. Started thinking, nah, right? It's not that. And then he going inside the house and thing. The pastor having sex with your wife.
You understand?
And thing.
Good night. That ain't nothing new because I mean that's what the Christian church about. Adultery, fornication, homosexuality, every evil thing against the Most High. You understand what you're saying? What I'm saying? Because of course, again, as I was saying, right? Good night.
He prophesied to the woman, hey, this is the right thing we're going to do.
You understand?
He prophesied the right thing and said, this is
smooth things.
He
prophesied the seed. You understand? That's why we always say the Christian church is the house of Satan. You understand? With no remorse. Because when the Christian church is supposed to be helping our people, they ain't doing that at all. You understand? They're studying where they could eat, where they could drink, and who wife or who husband they could go after. You understand? Instead of really helping our people come out from the condition that they in. You understand, right? Good night, Irene.
So like I said,
yeah, go ahead.
And this is really and truly the I.S.U.P.K will come in because if you check that man mindset now, you can really come to tell you about no church and thing again or no fast and thing because right now, but when you might be here now, we know the I.S.U.P.K will be blasting all them church and tell right. Now we might have a chance to say, yeah boy, them really saying is the truth about them Christian or them Christian pastors and people in Christian church. So now you might have a mindset saying, nah, but no, I feel like I really have to listen to these brothers.
So a correct way of saying is sometimes these things happen not for bad. You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes these things happen because the Most High now want you to listen to him now. You understand? Instead of putting your trust in the pastor, You understand? You put your trust in the Most High. As I was saying before, when David was saying, in him shall I trust, in the book of Psalms. I know how did it slip me, but anyhow, the paraphrase in the scripture is now you put your trust in the Lord. You understand? And this is what the Most High requires. Sometimes some things happen to us or will start to happen to us. As we was going through earlier and all too, you say prepare your soul for temptation, things start to happen. It's for you now to really put your trust in the Most High, because who again you go trust? Who again you go put your trust in? You understand? You put your trust in politicians, failure. You put your trust in religious leaders, failure, because them studying what they can get from you. Not only the money you want, as they're bringing out the story, they want to see if they can get a wife, your children, everything, your house, land, car, everything. You understand? But really and truly, the Christian church is not here to help our people. You understand? It's really not here to help our people. They just want to see our people fall, because as I was saying in the last class or last two classes back, you understand? Through the whole coronavirus, why all the Christian churches didn't come together and, you know what I mean, do something for the people, do something for the community. You understand? Because when I watch the community here, it's the same way. You ain't no church. And which one that is? You understand? It's a 1, 2, 3. That's 3 Christian church in that community, 3. And not one come out and do nothing for nobody inside the area. You understand? And if that happening there, of course it's going to be happening in other places as well. You understand? But the Lord letting you know, this is what the Christian preachers do. They prophesy smooth things. You understand?
Like then, one more thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
And that's what you're not talking about with the Christian church, right? Mm-hmm. Right now come the Catholic church and them on the radio station. So they're going on the radio station advertising. Mm-hmm. I don't know if the radio station are doing this for free. And I know anybody going to do advertising on the radio station that they pay.
Yeah.
Already, right? And then after the saying come on and the advertising and saying come on help support a family of 4.
I think I hear that as well too.
Yeah,
correctly way saying it.
And they're going around saying come and help support a family of 4. Mm-hmm. So when you check them gathering, they're one of the biggest congregation in the whole world. So you take this branch up in Chile, one of the biggest congregation in Chile, the Catholic Church. Mm-hmm. And then you come and help support a family of 4.
Yeah.
And they're paying already. So now when they come now again, these people can more than help the people in the members that one of the Catholic Church alone can help it.
That is the point I'm getting at. So you're correct way saying it. They must be able to at least help one member inside it. But now the church saying, come and help a family member 4. And the thing about you want to listen to it, because you're correct way saying it. No, they're saying help a family member 4, whatever the case might be. But you know that what they want? They want to clothes, and me here not want no clothes. No. Me here not want no canned food. Me not want no pampers, diapers, whatever the case might be. They don't know what they're asking for. Money. You understand? That is all they want. They want nothing else but money. They want a food stuff. You understand? Where they can make little hampers and at least help people in the area. At least help the so-called family of 4 that they want to help. You understand? They didn't say nothing like that. They just want money. You understand? Go ahead.
Jeremiah chapter.
What was that again?
Yeah, I'm Jeremiah.
12 and 10, right?
12 and 10.
Yeah, take it from 12 and Jeremiah, Salakia, Isaiah 30 and 10. There we was, right? Let me go back there, Baba Kusha.
All right.
Yeah, when you have it, take it good, right?
Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 10. Which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy unto us, right things.
Right. Go ahead.
So like I said, prophesy not unto us right things. Speak unto us smooth things.
Right, because of course they don't want to hear the right things, they want to hear smooth things, things that will just make them feel good. You understand? But of course, the I.S.U.P.K is not here just to talk smooth things or make things feel like, you know what I mean? Like everything going to be all right, because of course, everything ain't going to be all right. You ain't keeping the laws, commandments, and statutes, it ain't going to be all right. You understand? Go ahead.
Prophesy deceit.
Prophesy what?
Prophesy deceit.
You understand? They just want to hear deceitful things. They want to hear deceits. They don't want to hear the right things from the Most High. You understand? That is why we always say the Christian church is the house of Satan. And it's time for our people, give me Jeremiah chapter 12 and verse 10. You understand? It's time for our people to come out from the Christian church, come out from the Muslim mosque. You understand? No matter what, whoever your pastor, your pope, or your imam, or whoever it is, you understand? The Lord requires it to come out of these institutions. You understand? And come under his wings, come under his shadow, come under his feathers. You understand? Which is in the I.S.U.P.K under commanding GEN.YAHANNA. You understand? Because here you're going to learn the laws of the Most High. You're going to learn your culture. You're going to learn history. You're going to learn more about your people, more about the 12 tribes. You understand? You're going to learn that the Dominicans is your people. The Haitians is your people. You understand? Asha, the tribe of Asha, the Venezuelans coming across says your people. Mexicans is your people. The tribe of I.S.U.P.K, you understand? Because of course there are plenty Mexicans here in Trinidad and people don't know that. It's not just like Venezuelans alone. You understand? There are plenty of the different tribes right here in Trinidad. You understand? The Mexicans also is your people. The Lord's chosen. You understand? You come to understand that? Good night. It's going to be a glorious day. You understand? Give me when you have it, Baba Kusha.
Jeremiah chapter 12 and verse 10. Many pastors have destroyed many vineyards.
Understand? No, read it again, Baba Kusha. Feel me summary. Jeremiah 10 and 12 and 10. Yeah, go ahead when you have it.
Jeremiah chapter 12 and verse 10. Many pastors have destroyed my vineyard.
Right. You understand? Many pastors have destroyed the vineyard of the Most High. Pastors have destroyed blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Simply by telling them the laws of God are done away with. You understand? Simply by telling them, you understand? Sex before marriage is sin. All these evils, but you have sex with him, you're pregnant, well, you need to go and abort that baby. Not in here. Don't bring that in here. You understand? And all these different evils. Many pastors have destroyed the vineyard of the Most High, have destroyed his people. You understand? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian. Go ahead.
They have trodden my portion underfoot.
You understand? They have trodden the Lord's portion under their foot. You understand? They don't want to hear nothing about the Most High. They want to hear nothing about the Most High, the Lord's chosen people. You understand? They don't want to hear nothing about keeping the laws, commandments, and statutes. They don't want to hear, you understand, we need to keep the high holy days. You understand? The Passover, Feast of Unleavened Bread, Hanukkah. You understand? They don't want to hear that we have to keep the Day of Atonement. They trod the Lord. They put all these things under their foot. They trod upon that like it's nothing. They trod upon it like the Most High is nothing. Just saying the laws are God done away with, you dealing with the Most High like he's nothing. You understand? You trying to say, well, I'm more superior than the Most High. I is your pastor. The laws that the Lord said to keep, don't keep that. Listen to what I tell you to do. You understand? So if I tell you sow a seed of 100, do that. If I tell you how to have sex with your wife, so she'll be more fertile, do that. The pastor want to be more superior than the Lord. You understand? Go ahead, Officer Shah.
They have made my pleasant portion a desolate wilderness.
You understand? And they have made the Most High pleasant portion a desolate wilderness. They have made blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians desolate, scattered. You understand? Not really wanting to hear the laws of the Most High. They are the ones who have trodden the Most High portion. You understand? Because when they teach the Most High laws done away with, of course, when you now trying to show the Most High, when you're trying to show that you have to keep the laws of the Most High, they're telling you what they hear, what they read in some book, what they see on TV, what the pastor tell them. You understand? My pastor tell me the laws done away with. You understand? These is the things that these Christian pastors do and have our people in a place where they're not supposed to be. When they are supposed to be our gatekeepers, our doorkeepers, they're not being our doorkeepers. They're not being our defense. They're not being people who we're supposed to look up to. You understand? Or look for help, for guidance. You understand? So that when we see things happening around us in our communities, in our area, in our country, around the world, we will understand what really taking place. We will understand that that is the workings of the Most High. You understand? That is it on the end of that. Right from there, give me Jeremiah chapter 23 and verse 1, Baba Koshar.
Jeremiah chapter.
Hold on. Hold on 1 minute, Baba Koshar. Yeah, give me Salaki, give me Jeremiah chapter 23 and verse 1.
Jeremiah chapter 23 and verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture.
Woe be unto who?
Woe be unto the pastor.
Woe be unto who?
Woe be unto the pastors.
You understand? The Lord is letting you know, woe be unto the pastors. That is just a direct message for all the Christian pastors. You understand? Woe unto you. Why woe unto you? Go ahead.
That destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture.
That destroy and scatter the sheep of his pasture. You understand? That destroy and scatter blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Destruction. Woe means death or destruction. So it's death or destruction to you Christian pastors, you religious leaders. That scatter the Most High flock, that scatter the sheep of his pasture. You understand? By telling them that they could do as they please. By telling them the laws are God done away with. By telling them they could eat pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster. By promoting abortions. You understand? By you promoting adultery in your church. Because if you ain't doing it, you know people who doing it. So like here. And they're not bringing that judgment or that balance. Where your church, where your flock supposed to be functioning, you know what I mean, in a particular order. You understand? And when I say a particular order, I'm talking about in righteousness, but of course, in the Christian church, there's no righteousness. You understand? When you're supposed to be helping brothers and sisters come off drugs, come off the streets, stop being homosexuals, hoes, strippers, you understand, drug dealers. You ain't doing that. You understand? The Most High say, woe be unto you, because you now scattering the Lord's people. You now not showing the Lord's people what the Lord requires from them as a people, what the Lord requires from us as a nation. You understand? You're not doing that. You're just looking for your own gain. What you feel is good. What you think is right. You understand? And when I really check it out, most pastors, they don't even read the Bible. They have a Bible open in front of them, but sit down and take them in good. I remember just before I come into the truth, you understand? I outside, just chilling, the radio playing, and just so you know, that segment coming where TD Jakes supposed to be speaking. You understand? So outside, should that reason out? Segment coming where I was listening to radio and TD Jakes start. You understand? And for probably a whole half of an hour, not one scripture, not one breakdown, not one thing to help blacks, Hispanics, or Native Indians, or even his own congregation come out from the hell pit that day. You understand? Because it's only how they say, oh, let's call them again, motivational speaking. When I really sit down and listen good, it's just motivational speaking. As we read the scripture earlier, I just smooth things. You understand? And so the congregation getting on bad because they want to hear smooth things. They want to hear deceits, as we was reading earlier. You understand? But in the I.S.U.P.K, they have no smooth things. This is the truth. That is why we say we see home and the truth. You come to serve the Lord, prepare your soul for temptation. You understand? Set your heart right. Cleave unto the Most High. If you love the Most High, keep your commandments. You understand? And he go on for almost a half an hour, maybe more, with just smooth things. You understand? And if blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians really take a little more diligence in observing the Christian church, they realize that really is the house of Satan. You understand? The house of deceivers and devils. Go ahead, Officer
So
Shah.
like I said, the next one, Joel Austin, right?
Yeah.
The next motivational speaker, that time when it had a flood, it was a storm, right? Coming, right? And the people on them was like banging on the Joel Austin to open up the place to get shelter, right?
Yeah, that was yeah, I remember that that time, yeah.
Yeah, and when it have a store owner furniture place, right? And now what the difference is this now? So this man have the place where now he's selling the furniture and thing, when now he be letting them people and them now.
Yeah.
All the thing on him go get dirty and realize hey, that could be a problem to his business and all kind of thing. And he let the people then come inside a furniture place.
Right.
And that's to get the shelter and kind of thing. And you see how the place over there what should be ready
to flooding out. That is it. And the Christian church, right? What we're saying is the place where really supposed to be open to help the people.
Yeah.
You understand? Help them financially, mentally, spiritually, and get them a place for shelter because these places we call them mega churches. You understand? So when the storm comes, them supposed to be the first doors to be open.
Yeah.
You understand? And that is why we have to say Barakataya why I was shy for the I.S.U.P.K under commanding General Yohanna. You understand? Because the doors in the I.S.U.P.K always open. Rain, thunder, or lightning, it open for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You understand? Because this is what we here for. We here for our people. We here to make our people come out from the conditions that they're in. You understand? To have no other place in when I know when go the distance, like how the I.S.U.P.K goes the distance for their people. You understand? Because if some didn't know in the I.S.U.P.K have prison programs for you, if you have family and stuff like that in prison, and all these different things, we do food drives, all these different things. You understand? We here for our people, not the Christian church. So you're right at what you're saying. You understand? The doors closed and the place that's supposed to be open first for the people, doors closed. You understand? They make sure and close their doors. They safe, them and their family safe, and it's to hell with you. When the storm pass, make sure I see you next week Sunday with tithes money. You understand?
So like I said, then after you already check out, there's out in TITHES and the same one we know called and crypto dollar and all of them. But it's an area is really hard with the most I say it's smooth because I'm trying to understand like these people them seeing this. Just imagine that them people them see that thing with the thing with the flood. The man closed the door. And you know when you check back in it, that man who will place full back up. So you want to know like, what this man going to tell the people for this to realize alright, yeah, I make a mistake. And okay, and pull back up the place normal back again. You know, wait till you telling me people and people.
You know why? Because they want to hear smooth things.
I can't.
They don't want to hear, you understand, destruction and the reason why all this flooding taking place and people drowning, babies dying, earthquakes. They don't want to hear why these things happening. You understand? They just want to hear smooth things, and he's a smooth talker. So you know what's going on there. The making sure and get back up inside and full back up all them pews. You understand? No difference from these Christian pastors down here. Because even in the time, I like to say this, even in the time of the corona, where there was all the pastor coffee and all of them who like to say, jump for Jesus and let me moonwalk for Jesus and put on your tracksuit. Put on your tracksuit for Jesus. You understand? We're going down memory lane with Jesus and all these things are doing with Jesus. But as the corona hit, he alone in the church, keeping sermon, making sure and keep that money pumping. Because that is more important to them. You understand? The loss of the belly. That is all they study. You understand? They're not really studying the people. They don't care about the people. And he's a very smooth talker too. Very, very smooth. You understand? And that is why the people continue going up and filling up them pews. Because they want to hear smooth things. But the Lord say, woe unto you pastors, death and destruction, because they're scattering the Lord's flock. You're not teaching the Lord's people what is really required, Salakia, what is required from them. You're not teaching that. You're just studying yourself. You understand? Go ahead. Is there another? Take it from the top, Baba Kusha. Give me 23 and 1 again, Baba Kusha.
Jeremiah chapter 23 and verse 1. Woe be unto the pastor, destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture, saying the Most High. Verse 2.
No, that's verse 1, Baba Kusha. Drop that. Right, go down to verse 16.
Jeremiah chapter 3 and verse 16. Thus say the Lord of hosts.
Thus say who?
Thus say the Lord of hosts.
You understand? And this is what the Lord's saying. This is what the Lord's saying for you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to take heed to listen to observe diligently. You understand? Go ahead.
Hearken not unto the words of the prophet.
Do what?
Hearken not unto the words of the prophet.
The Lord is letting you know, so-called blacks, Hispanic, and Native Indians, hearken not unto the words of these religious leaders. Don't listen to the things that they have to say. The Lord telling you that. You understand? He don't lay no death and destruction to these pastors. Still come and lay no, don't listen to the words of these religious leaders, these Christian pastors. Because the things that they're saying is not going to help you. The things that they're saying is not going to help you come out from your conditions. It's not going to help your people. It's not going to train you how to help your brother right next to you. And for that brother now to help another brother right next to him. And then eventually going to spread and help a community. You understand? Help your household, so that help your community and keep spreading until your whole nation come out of the condition that day. You understand? Go ahead.
That prophesy unto you. They make you vain.
They make you what?
They make you vain.
You understand? And this is what these religious leaders all about. They're just making you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians vain. You understand? What you're supposed to do if you're a Christian or you're going to church or whatever, sit down and just examine the church, examine the Christian church that day. You understand? Listen to the brothers in the I.S.U.P.K. and that commanding General Yahanna. And if you want to continue going to church, just go sit down and just watch. Really examine what's going on. Really examine what is being taught. You understand? Really examine the brotherhood and the sisterhood in the Christian church. Really examine your pastor. See what he about. You understand? See what the altar boys and the deacons and whoever next to him, see what they all about. And then you're going to understand they're not for you. They're not here to help you. Go ahead.
They speak a vision of their own heart.
They do what?
They speak a vision of their own heart.
And this is what you're going to realize. You're going to realize that what they're talking is only of their own heart. They're not speaking the mind of the Most High. They're not speaking the things so like that the Most High requires from you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You so-called black man, who is the real Jew according to this Bible. You understand? They're not going to speak the things that will make you be in the right standing with the Most High, that will help your people come out from the conditions that they're in. They're just about the self. The Lord letting you know that. The Lord letting you know that these Christian pastors about himself, and when you go in the Christian church, definitely they're not going to read these scriptures for you. They're not going to read these scriptures, you understand, for you to see that, for you to understand. Wait now, the Lord talking about the pastors, so now you going on, you now will take time to really examine them, to really see if they're saying the things of the Most High, or if they're really speaking a vision of their own mind, of their own heart. You understand? But this is what the Lord telling you. The Lord telling you that. You understand? Go ahead.
And not out of the mouth of the Lord.
And not what?
And not out of the mouth of the Lord.
You understand? So they're speaking a vision of their own heart, and not out of the mouth of the Lord. Not out of the mouth of this Bible. You understand? Not out of the mouth of God. They're not telling you the things that you're supposed to do. As I was just saying earlier, the same thing I was saying earlier, with the sermon with T.D. Jakes, he going on and on, and nothing from the Lord and the Most High. Nothing from the mouth of God. You understand? Because he's speaking a vision of what? His own heart. And this is what you have to examine with these Christian pastors. Most of them going into the scriptures, you understand? And when they go into the scriptures and they read one or two precept, that is it, they're gone on a long train with no end, making you feel good. You understand? With no breakdowns. They ain't going into no archaeology, no history. You understand? They ain't going into no Hebrew text, no Hebrew scrolls, nothing. You understand? So now you just lost. You just taking what the pastor say. But the Lord letting you know they speak visions out of their own mind, out of their own heart. And they're not speaking out of the mouth of God, out of the Bible that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians supposed to be following. They're not doing that. You understand? That is why our people still in this condition that we're in. You understand? But again, the I.S.U.P.K. under commanding General Yahanna is here to help our people. It's here to help blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You understand? Again, as we just say, we teach the truth according to the Bible. That blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the 12 lost tribes of the nation of Israel. They are the Lord's chosen people. You understand? Go ahead, Officer Shah.
Like in verse 16.
Like in verse 16? You go ahead to 17.
Verse 17. They say still unto them that despise me. The Lord had said, you shall have peace.
You shall what?
The Most High had said, you shall have peace. And they say unto everyone that walketh after the imagination of their own heart, no evil shall come upon you.
You understand? So the Lord is letting you know that they say unto them that despise me, or they say unto them that hate the Most High, because they don't want to follow nothing out of the mouth of God. You understand? They say unto them that despise me, that what? They shall have peace, that everything is going to be all right. Things going to be nice. You understand? So you see, you get a blessing. Receive a miracle. Buy your we call it the holy water vial, or a spring water vial or whatever. Sprinkle it on your handkerchief. Wipe your face 3 times every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and by the time Saturday, you're receiving a miracle. You understand? You speak unto them these things, peace, and say unto everyone that walketh after the imagination of their own heart, everyone that think what is right. You understand? And not going into the scriptures to really examine what the Most High requires from us as a people. You understand? They're still telling them, after their own imagination, no evil should come against it. Nothing going to happen. Everything good. The Most High higher back. You understand? You're well protected. You understand? But again, we read, they come to serve the Lord, prepare a soul for temptation. You understand? If you love the Most High, if you really love the Most High, keep the commandments. Keep the things that He said to do. Go into the mouth of God, go into the Bible and examine it and understand what you're supposed to be doing. Or subscribe to all the I.S.U.P.K classes, and now you're going to understand what the Lord requires from you. You understand? What the Lord requires from you for you to do. Even if people around you don't want to do it. You understand? What you're supposed to do as an individual and as a people. You understand? Go ahead. Verse 21, jump down to verse 21.
Verse 21. I have not sent these prophets.
The Lord say, I have done what?
I have not sent these prophets.
The Lord letting you know that He have not sent these Christian pastors. He have not sent these prophets. You understand? The Lord did not send them. You understand? It's about scripture. I forget the scripture, but just paraphrasing it, saying where it's the Lord sent His prophets last. If I get to appointed to death or something like that, you're correct. You understand? I can't remember it offhand, but just paraphrasing. The Lord said He sent His prophets last. The Lord letting you know here. You understand that what? Read it from the top.
I have not sent these prophets.
The Lord letting you know that He have not sent these prophets. He have not sent these religious leaders. The Lord did not send them. They appoint themselves. You understand? But all the oppressor appoint them and send them out to confuse you. And you think that they coming after the voice or after the mind of the Most High, after the mind of Christ. But that is not so. Go ahead.
Yet they run.
Yet they what?
Yet they run.
Yet they continue doing what they're doing. You understand? Set up the churches, set up the mosques, and all these different things. Go ahead.
I have not spoken to them.
The Lord have not done what?
I have not spoken to them.
The Lord letting you know that He have not spoken to them. Go ahead.
Yet they prophesied.
Yet they're doing the prophesying. You understand? The Lord did not tell them, but yet they're doing it. Go ahead.
Verse 22.
Yeah, go ahead, Baba Kusha.
Verse 22. But if they had stood in my counsel.
But if they had what?
But if they had stood in my counsel.
But if these religious leaders had stood in the council at the Most High, had stood in the laws, commandments, and statutes, had stayed right there. Go ahead.
And had caused my people to hear my words.
You understand? And cause the people, meaning teach them the laws, commandments, and statutes, teach them to hear His words, like Moses did unto us. When you read the scriptures, they hear, O Israel. You understand? Hear, O Israel. Hear, O Israel. Go ahead.
Then they should have turned them from their evil.
Then these religious leaders would have turned blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians from the things that they're doing. Would have turned them away from their ways, from their wicked ways. You understand? Would have taught them what is evil against the Most High. Would have taught them what the Most High requires from us as a people. Would have taught them who are the 12 lost tribes of the nation of Israel. But they didn't do that. Go ahead.
And from the evil of their doing.
You understand? And from the evils of their doing. Salakia, you understand? These what these religious leaders supposed to do. Give me the book of Jeremiah chapter 3 and verse 5, Baba Kusha. You understand? These religious leaders supposed to be turning blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, supposed to be turning the Lord's chosen away from the evils of their doing. Turn them away from the wicked ways.
Jeremiah chapter 3
and verse 15, Baba Kusha. You understand? This is what these religious leaders are supposed to be doing. So when you see it in your community, it have different churches. You understand? You might see 3, 4, even 1 in your community, and it still have drug dealers, still have gangbangers, it still have hoes, it still have prostitutes, it still have all manner of evil against the Most High. You understand? Black men smoking weed, doing drugs. You understand? The dietary law not in effect, because when Christmas come, everybody packing up in the grocery to get the pork ham. You understand? And the horse ham. When these things is abomination against the Most High. You understand? You know that these religious leaders, they did not turn our people away from the evils that they're doing. Because why that happening? Why they're not turning our people away from the Most High? Salakia, why they're not turning our people away from the evils of the Most High? Because they're not speaking out of the mouth of God, as we read earlier. They're not going into the scriptures and show a black man, a Hispanic man, a Native Indian man what you're supposed to be doing. They're not doing that. You understand? They're just only studying the self. They're studying the self. If really the Christian church was about helping our people, you understand? Once there are Christian church in a community, in an area, you're supposed to be seeing that area well established as being righteous. You understand? You're supposed to be seeing that area as a righteous area. You see, like how the prophets used to go in an area and say, boy, surely I thought the Most High wasn't in this place. You understand? You're supposed to be going in an area where you have a Christian church and saying, yeah, boy, the Lord in this place. You understand? The Lord in this area. Then you hear people talking about, boy, you ain't see all a lot of until this by that church. But it's only righteousness up there, boy. They don't eat pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster. Nobody's selling no weed. Nobody killing all the brother. You understand? No adultery taking place. The Lord with this place done. You understand? This is where you're supposed to be hearing with these Christian churches set up throughout this country. You understand? But you ain't hearing that. You're still seeing all in all the communities, black on black crime. Adultery taking place. Christmas coming, well, we'll say pork, crab, shrimp, lobster. They're having a time. You understand? All the abominations that the Most High tell you not to eat, everybody running behind that. The Lord let you know what? The Christian church failed. These pastors, they have failed. Go ahead, Officer Shaq.
Jeremiah chapter 3 and verse 15. And I will give you pastors according to my heart.
The Lord said that he will give you pastors according to his heart. He will give you pastors according to his mind. You understand? According to the things that he wants for us as a people to follow. You understand? Go ahead.
Which shall feed you with knowledge
Which
and
shall do
understanding.
what? Which shall do what?
Which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding.
You understand? And these pastors, these people that the Most High set out for you, which is the I.S.U.P.K under commanding General Hannah, they're going to feed you what?
Feed you knowledge and understanding.
They're going to feed you knowledge and understanding. They're going to make you understand the things that the Most High require from you. They're going to make you understand what you're supposed to be doing as a Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man. They're going to make you understand how you're supposed to run your household. They're going to make you understand how you're supposed to function as an individual, how you're supposed to function against these other nations, how you're supposed to function as a nation of people. They're going to make you understand what the Lord requires from you, what you're supposed to do and what you're not supposed to do. This is what the I.S.U.P.K here for. You understand? This is what the Lord set up. The Lord did this. This is not what some oppressor feel, you know, all right, well, this nice, I feel I go set up the I.S.U.P.K and yeah, or had it. No, this is not that. The Christian church is that. The Muslim mosque is that. The Hindu temple is that. You understand? But here in the I.S.U.P.K, there is what the Lord set up. So that you will get knowledge, you will get understanding. You will learn your laws, statutes, and commandments. You will learn your history. Because if you go back and you check, what you learn is from what happened on the slave ship. You learn what happened just before the slave ship and times before that. You just learn what happened from on the slave ship right on to when the East Indians arrived, because you didn't realize you're still in captivity as a Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man. You're still in captivity under these other nations. But the Lord is who set up this. The Lord said that he will go and give you pastors according to his heart, his mind, that is going to feed you the things that you need to learn, that you need to grow, that is going to give you that breath of life. You understand? Because of course, many pastors, when they read the breath of life, they think it's Lord breathe the breath of life in it and you live. No. In the I.S.U.P.K, you're going to get the breath of life that will make you live, that will make you stop do things that is evil against the Most High. You understand? You see what happened? You see when you read in the book of Ezekiel, you understand when the angel was talking to him and he was saying, can these dry bones live? You understand? In the I.S.U.P.K, we know these dry bones could live. So that's why we go outside and we prophesy. In the Christian church, the pastor don't know that is a day. That is a day for you. You just want to hear what I say, you understand? And you're going to give me your money. And you ain't going to study nothing else. You ain't going to study about your neighbors, about your brothers and sisters, nothing. You just want to come and hear what I had to say. That is what the Christian church laid up for you. But not here in the I.S.U.P.K. You understand? You're going to hear out of the mouth of the Most High. Right? Go ahead. Wait till that tell you what's the whole?
Nah, that was the end.
That was the end of 15, right? Jeremiah 3 and 15. Give me Exodus chapter 19 and verse 5, Babakosha. You understand? It is important that our people, you understand? When I say our people in that statement, regular, I'm talking about Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You understand? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, that is the Lord's chosen people. You understand? We, as a people, supposed to come back and keep the laws, commandments, and statutes of the Most High. You understand? The Lord give us laws to follow as a people. Okay, there go ahead. The Lord give us laws to follow. I wonder if this will come up big enough, right? The people to see. Yeah. You understand? So when I use the term our people, I only talk these people here. These 12 tribes here. You understand? That is the Lord's chosen people. Out of all the people on the face of the earth, this is who the Lord chose to be his people, his special people, his holy people, his peculiar people. And when you hear that coming out of the priests and prophets' mouth in the I.S.U.P.K, you're supposed to be elated. You're supposed to be happy. You understand? You're supposed to be happy to know that you are part of the 12 lost tribes of the nation of Israel, the Lord's chosen. You understand? The people from Judah, what is so-called American blacks. You understand? Benjamin, West Indians, from the West Indies. You understand? The Haitians from the tribe of Levites, Dominicans from the tribe of Simeon, the Guatemalans, Zebulun, Puerto Ricans, Ephraim. This is the first six lost tribes of the nation of Israel. This is who the Lord chose. You understand? The Cubans from the tribe of Manasseh, the North American Indians, Gad, Seminole Indians, Reuben, from Argentina to Chile, Naphtali, Colombia to Uruguay, Asher, the Mexicans, who we have a lot of here in Trinidad, from the tribe of I.S.U.P.K. These are the Lord's chosen people. This is who the Lord chose to rule this planet Earth. You understand? But when the Christian pastor say the Lord's done away with, and we ain't following after the mouth of the Most High, it down into this condition that we're in. And again, as I was saying before, when these religious leaders continue saying the Lord's done away with, it's because they love to see their people in this condition. They don't want to see their people rise. They don't want to see their people rise over the oppression of these other nations. You understand? Give me the book of Salakia, Exodus chapter 19 and verse 5, Babakosha.
Exodus chapter 19 and verse 5. Now, therefore, if you will obey my voice indeed.
Yes, now. You're going too fast. Take it from the top, Babakosha.
Exodus chapter 19 and verse 5.
Go ahead.
Now, therefore, if you will obey my voice indeed.
The Lord is letting us know as a people. You understand? The same 12 lost tribes here. The Lord is letting us know if we will obey his voice, if we will listen to the things that he tells us to do. Go ahead.
And keep my covenant.
And do what?
And keep my covenant.
And keep his covenant. Go ahead.
Then you shall be a peculiar treasure.
Then you should be what?
Peculiar treasure.
The Lord is letting you know, so-called black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man, that you is going to be a peculiar treasure. You understand? In the Christian church, they ain't letting you know that. They're letting you feel that everybody is one. The Lord loves everybody, when that is not so. The Lord letting you know, so-called black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man, you keep his covenant, you keep his laws, you're going to be a peculiar people. Go ahead.
Unto me above all people.
You're going to be a peculiar people unto who?
Unto me
You're
above
going to be
all people.
a peculiar people unto the Lord. You understand? Not unto the so-called white man, or the Eastern, or the Chinese, or the Syrian. You ain't going to be peculiar to them. The Lord saying, you're going to be peculiar to him, unto the Lord. Above what?
Above all people.
The Lord is letting them know that you're going to be that peculiar people above all people. Meaning, you're going to be peculiar above the Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6. You're going to be peculiar above all these other nations upon the face of the earth. This is what the Lord wants from you, so-called black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man. You understand? The Lord don't want you to be equal or together with all these other nations upon the face of the earth. The Lord not about that. Give me when you have it, Babakosha.
Deuteronomy chapter 7
and verse 6. Tawala.
Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6. For thou art an holy people.
The Lord is letting you know again, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, 12 tribes. These people here, you understand? The Holy Bible, or the King James Version Bible 1611 is for you. The Lord letting you know what? Take it from the top, Babakosha.
Deuteronomy chapter 7 verse 6. For thou art an holy people.
The Lord is letting you know that you are a holy people, meaning separate people. You are a separate people from all these other nations, all these other races upon the face of the earth. So when you're hearing all these East Indians coming and talking their garbage and their rubbish, or trying to integrate with you, or you hear them throwing all kind of racial slurs or whatever they're telling, talking against you, they don't know what they're doing. They don't know that the Lord used the Lord chosen people. You understand? But the Lord wants you, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, to know that. Read it from the top, Babakosha, one more time. Tawada.
Deuteronomy chapter 7 verse 6. For thou art an holy people.
The Lord letting you know that you, so-called black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man, you are a holy people. You are a separate people. Go ahead.
The Lord the Most High thy power. The Lord thy power had chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
The Lord thy power, the Lord your God, so-called black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man, not Brahma, not Vishnu, not Shiva, not Hanuman, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the God of all the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians that is locked down in these ghettos, that is under the oppression of these other nations. Your God is letting you know. Go ahead. That's what? The Lord thy God, go ahead. Right to the first verse there.
The Lord thy power had chosen thee to be a special people.
The Lord your God, so-called black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man, had chosen you to be a special people. The Lord didn't want everybody to be mixed up together in one bondage. The Lord didn't choose everybody. You understand? So all the we call them them artists and them again, all the boy and the Jolano, you understand, and the Zessas and the popcorn out in Jamaica. You understand? BIL we call him again?
BIL
I go forget that man name, boy.
Or
the two artists that died. Rebel 6 and the next one.
And
K-Lion. You understand? And all these different artists that coming out, locked down in the ghettos. You understand? Who's being the salt of the earth. The Lord letting you know that he chose you to be a special people. He chose you, so-called black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man, that all these other races keep dogging down. You understand? That when you open your mouth for the right thing, you're finding some way to dog it down. The Lord said that he chose you to be a special people. Go ahead.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
You understand? The Lord chose you to be a special people unto himself. So the Lord chose you, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, for himself. To be what?
Yes.
Above, go ahead.
Above all people that above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Right? The Lord chose you to be above all these other races upon the face of the earth. This is what the Lord chose for you, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You understand? When I say the Lord again, the Lord of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, not the white Jesus that they teach you on TV or in the Christian church. You understand? The Lord that we teach about here in the I.S.U.P.K under Commanding General GEN.YAHANNA. The black God, the black Jesus. You understand? The Lord chose you to be special above all these other races. But you don't know that, so-called black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man. You don't know that. You don't understand that because of the Christian church and these religious leaders, because of these politicians, because of the so-called white man who is the prince and the power of the air. Because he's showing you what he wants you to believe is right. You understand? But again, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, this is why the I.S.U.P.K is here. It's here for our people to understand who they are. You are royal. You are a royal priesthood. Paraphrasing scripture, a holy generation. You understand? You are royal to the Most High. You are the Most High's treasure. You understand? And the Most High wants you to come back to him by keeping his laws, commandments, and statutes. I have no place teaching that you, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, how to keep the laws, commandments, and statutes. No other place in teaching that but in the I.S.U.P.K under Commanding General. And it's important for you to know, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. That is imperative for you to know, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You understand? You are the Most High's treasure. When we go back to the top, where we start, one thing you have to know, as a so-called black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man, when it comes to serve the Lord, prepare your soul for temptation. Why? The Most High has to try to make sure You is that acceptable man, that acceptable woman. You understand? To be with him, to walk with him, to be in that kingdom. You understand? But it's hard. That brothers and sisters in the school throughout the globe. You understand? You could come and understand and learn. You understand? And fight that fight too with your brothers. Fight that fight because why? One day you will teach another brother to do so. You will teach another sister to do so. Who might be more weak than you. You understand? This is what you're supposed to do. Right? From there, that is the end of that, right, Baba Kosha? Give me 1 John chapter 3 and verse 4, Baba Kosha. 1 John chapter 3 and verse 4. When you have it, take it, go ahead, Baba Kosha.
1 John chapter 3 and verse 4. Whosoever committed sin.
You understand? And the Lord is letting you know. The Lord is letting you know, Salakia. You understand that is a holy people, have a peculiar people to him. But the Lord also wants you to know. You understand? What you should understand what is sin. You understand? Because if you don't understand what is sin, of course you'll be functioning or going about your daily life thinking you're on the right track, thinking you're on the right path. You understand? But of course, the Most High put everything in this book, everything in this Bible for you to understand, for you to learn, for you to make the right steps. You understand? So you won't be doing, Shalakia, won't be doing evil against the Most High. Right? Take it from the top. Baba Kosha.
1 John chapter 3 and verse 4.
Go ahead.
For whosoever committed sin.
For whosoever committed sin, you understand? Whosoever do things that is opposite to what the Most High tell him to do. Whosoever that commits iniquity. You understand? Whosoever does what? Eat pork, crab, shrimp, lobster, commit adultery, and all these different base things. You understand? These things that the Most High require for us not to do. Right? Go ahead.
Transgress also the law.
You do what?
Transgress also the law.
You're going to transgress the law. You commit sin, you transgress the law of the Most High. Coming right back to what the Christian pastors love to say, that the laws are God done away with. The Most High letting you know, whosoever committed sin, whosoever eats pork, crab, shrimp, lobster, you understand? Sell drugs to your brother, smoking weed, and all these different things. You commit, you transgress against the law. Go ahead. Because what?
For sin is the transgression of the law.
For sin is the transgression of the law. You understand? So now you as a so-called black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man, have to understand what the Most High wants you to follow so that you would not transgress against him. You would not transgress his law. You would not transgress the things that he laid out, you understand, for your nation, your people, to come out from the condition that they're in and be above all nations that are upon the face of the earth. You understand? This is what the Most High wants you to know. Sin is the transgression of the law. So now we as a people are to try our best to understand these laws. Give me 1 Kings chapter 8. We will start from verse 47, Baba Kosha. You understand? This is what the Lord wants us to know. These laws. You understand? Once we understand these laws, once we go against them, of course, we're going to understand what is sin. You understand? Because we transgressed what the Most High laid out for us. We didn't want to follow it. You understand? 1 Kings chapter 8 and verse 47, Baba Kosha. Because of course, the Most High wants us to do something as a people in our captivity. You understand? The Most High wants us to continually following him. Even we in this lower state, even though all these other nations have their foot on our necks, you understand? Telling us all these evil things that they want to tell us, doing us as they please. You understand? The Most High want us as a people to do something. You require something for us. Go ahead when you have it, Baba Kosha.
1 Kings chapter 8 and verse 47.
Go ahead.
Yes, if they shall bethink themselves.
If they shall what?
If they shall bethink themselves.
You understand? So blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, if we should bethink ourselves, go ahead.
In the land where they were carried captive.
In the land where we were carried captives. You understand? what that letting you know also is that he is still a captive, because the Lord saying the land where you were carried captive. You understand? So whether in Cuba, in Mexico, in Puerto Rico, in Haiti, in the West Indies, in the Americas, the Lord letting you know, in the land where you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians was carried away captives through the transatlantic slave trade. You understand? When these oppressors came and captured you, you understand, and send you in these other places. Go ahead.
And repent and make a supplication.
And do what?
And make a supplication.
And repent and make a supplication. Go ahead.
Unto thee in the land of them that carried them captive.
In the land that they carried you, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian captives. Go ahead.
Saying, we have sinned.
Saying what?
Saying, we have sinned and have done perversely. We have committed.
Stand saying what? We have sinned. We have done perversity. We have committed wickedness. You understand? Letting you know what? So-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian, in the land where you carried away captives, you have to turn back to the Most High. You have the Lord's commandments and statutes. You understand? Go ahead.
Verse 48.
Yeah, go ahead, Baba Kusha.
Verse 48. And so return unto thee with all thy heart.
And so return to the Most High with all your heart. Go ahead.
And with all thy soul. And in the land of their enemies.
And in the what?
In the land of their enemies.
The land of your friends.
Of their enemies.
The land of my partners.
Of their enemies.
The land of your enemies. You understand? Because of course Trinidad is not our homeland. Go ahead.
Which led them away captive.
In the land of the enemies, which led you, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, led you away captive. Go ahead.
Pray unto thee towards their land.
To pray unto thee towards what?
Pray unto thee towards their land, which thou givest unto their fathers.
You understand? The land which the Most High giveth to our fathers. Go ahead.
The city which thou hast chosen.
The city which the Most High have chosen, which is Jerusalem, our city, our homeland. Go ahead.
And the house which I have built for thy name. Verse 49.
Go ahead.
Verse 49. Then hear thou their prayers and their supplication.
Then the Most High is going to do what? When we face this and we pray to the land, to the land that the Most High given to our forefathers, you understand? The Lord is going to do what? Hear our supplication. You understand? Because now we say, Lord, we have sinned. We have committed sin. We have done perversity. We have done wickedness. You understand? When we say, what we say it in the Hebrew, Lapanya Hakwadam, in the Hebrew, when we stand up and face these, the Lord is going to hear our prayer. You understand? Because of course, we as a people, we start coming. We want others also to come and start keeping the laws, commandments, and statutes of the Most High. Because know what? The Lord is going to hear our prayer. The Lord is going to hear the prayer of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. So let all these nations, let these other nations and races do as they want. We have a job to do. We have something to do in our captivity. Go ahead.
In heaven, thy dwelling place, and maintain.
Understand? So the Most High is going to hear us in heaven, his dwelling place, and maintain our court.
Verse 15.
Yeah.
And forgive thy people.
And do what?
And forgive thy people.
And forgive us. The Most High is going to forgive his people. Go ahead.
That have sinned against thee. And all their transgressions.
So the Most High is going to forgive us. Because we have sinned against him, he's going to forgive all our transgressions, all the evils that we have done against the Most High. You understand? The Most High is going to forgive us for eating pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster, smoking weed, selling drugs, all these different things. You understand? Go ahead.
For in they have transgressed against thee, and give them compassion before them who carry them captive.
The Most High is going to give us compassion. He's going to show us that mercy, show us that love in the sight of these other nations, in the sight of them who carried us away captives. Go ahead.
That they may have compassion unto them.
You understand? Go ahead.
Verse 51. For they be thy people, and thy inheritance.
So we are the Most High's people. We are his inheritance. You understand? Just like how, you know, a father or a grandfather will be old and leave an inheritance for his children or his grandchildren. Go ahead. The most so is we to the Most High. We is his inheritance. Go ahead.
Which thou brought us forth out of Egypt, from the midst of the furnace of iron.
Yeah, right? Because the Most High, of course, brought us, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, in the midst brought us out forth, Salakia, of Egypt. You understand? And we, of course, we know that story with the Exodus, right? Give me the book of Isaiah. We go back to the book of Isaiah. Give me chapter 30 and verse 20, Baba Kosha. You understand? So we as a people, even though we're in the land of our captives, even though we are in captivity, even though we're under the hands of these other nations, you understand? We as a people, we still have to come and serve the Most High. You understand? We still have to return to the Lord. You understand? Because again, when you read the book of Deuteronomy chapter 20, the Lord let us know two things. If we serve him, what will happen? And if we go against him, what's going to befall us? You understand? And of course, we're not reading in the book of Kings where he's saying, if we turn back to the Most High and say we have sinned, we have done perversely, we have transgressed, that letting you know, we didn't want to follow the Most High. You understand? We wanted to follow the ways of these other nations, the ways of these heathens, follow all these heathen customs, the things that they do, the things that they eat, things that they smoke, the culture, the ways, follow after their gods. That is what we wanted to do. So we sinned against our God, our power, the Lord who had our back. So we wanted to follow these other nations. You understand? Go ahead when you have it, Baba Kosha.
Isaiah chapter 50 and verse 20. Thou, the Lord, give you the bread of adversity.
Read it again. So, like, I feel you make a little mistake there.
Oh, my bad.
You know, sir?
Yeah. Isaiah chapter 50 and 20. Yeah. And though the Lord give you the bread of adversity.
You understand? And even though the Most High gave us the bread of what?
Adversity. And the water of affliction.
You understand? The bread of adversity and the water of affliction. You understand? Even though we're going through all these things, black on black crime. You understand? All women can't even afford to mind their own babies. They have to do abortion. You understand? We don't have the proper health care as a people. Poverty. We're facing poverty. We last fired, first fired. Even though we eating the bread of affliction. You understand? And drinking the water, Salakia. Even though the Lord gave us the bread of affliction, right? And the water of adversity. Go ahead.
Yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner anymore.
The people that's supposed to teach you the Lord, laws, commandments, and statutes, your teachers, there is not going to be moved in a corner anymore. Salakia. You're going to see who they are. Go ahead.
But thy eye shall see thy teachers.
But what?
But thy eye shall see thy teachers.
You're going to see your teachers. You're going to see the people who are really supposed to be looking after blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Who are really supposed to be taking our people, you understand, and giving them that food, that bread of life to really sustain them over the Christian church. You're going to see that. This is what the Lord telling you. And that is why we in the I.S.U.P.K will see us on the street corners teaching classes. You understand? Doing all these things, food drives in the prison system. You're going to see us doing all these things. Your teachers, so-called black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man, the Lord letting you know, they ain't going to be in a corner no more. Your eyes, you is the one going to see them now. You're going to see who they are. But it's only if you want to follow. It's only if you want to follow after the mouth of the Lord. Because of course, the Lord say, paraphrasing scripture, my sheep hear my voice. You understand? So it's only if you, the Lord's sheep, you're going to know, see me? Let me get myself in the I.S.U.P.K under commanding General Yahanna. Let me get myself right. Let me stop eat pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster. Let me drop out all this evil that I doing, you understand? And really come to serve the Lord. And as I is always saying, almost in every class, you might learn everything overnight. You can't learn everything overnight. You understand? But the little that you know, the little that you understand, just apply. You understand? Just apply and start changing your life, because you might know that pork not good to eat. You understand? And you might be eating pork. As a young man, you're trying to learn the truth. You understand? You're trying to serve the Most High. You're trying to be in right standing with the Most High. You know what I mean? You want to be a warrior for the Lord. But you might know you're not supposed to be eating that. You might know you're not supposed to be eating tuna. You understand? You might know you're not supposed to be smoking weed and cigarettes. But of course, you can't learn everything overnight. You understand? But as fast as you learn that pork not good to eat, that tuna not good to eat, not supposed to be smoking cigarettes, you're not supposed to be smoking weed, you do what? Drop that off and apply it. Applying it meaning you drop that off. You understand? And leave that right way it is. That is not your custom. That is not your way. That is the way of the other nation, the East Indians especially. That is not your way. You understand? Your way as a black man from the tribe of Benjamin out here in Trinidad, you understand? You're not supposed to be smoking at all. You understand what I'm saying? So even though the Lord give us the what? You take it from the top, Baba Kusha. Verse 20.
Isaiah chapter 50 and verse 20. And though the Most High gave you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction,
right?
Yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner.
You understand? So now the Lord is letting you know that what? Even though you're going through these things, your teachers, the people who's supposed to teach you, who's supposed to feed you with knowledge, they're not going to be with knowledge and understanding. They're not going to be moved in a corner no more. You understand? You're going to see them. Go ahead. That is that, right? Go ahead.
But thy eye shall see thy teachers.
You understand? But your eyes, you're going to see your teachers, the people who's supposed to be teaching you, who's supposed to be guiding you, who's supposed to be raising you as a son, as a brother. You're going to see these teachers. And of course, again, these teachers are in the I.S.U.P.K under commanding General YAHANNA. These are the teachers that the Lord has set up. You understand? Give me Ezekiel chapter 9 and verse 4, Baba Kosha. Right? Because of course, because of course, a time is going to come. You understand? That blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, they wouldn't have the time. They wouldn't have the time to say, you know, boy, let me get myself together. You understand? Let me try and get myself right. Let me try and do the right thing, because everything had already passed. All the prophets had already prophesied. You're listening to them, you stand up, you're listening classes, thing, but you know, you ain't taking that time to really make yourself right, to really get yourself right. You understand? When you have it, read it. Go ahead.
Ezekiel chapter 9 and verse 4. And the Lord said unto him, go through the city, go through the midst of the city,
right,
through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men.
So the Lord is speaking to an angel here, right, and telling him, go through the midst of the city. You understand? And put a mark on the forehead of the men that do what?
Of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abomination.
Of the men that sigh and cry. The men that plead for all the abomination. The men that prophesy against all the abominations. The men that sigh and cry for all the things. You understand? Go ahead.
That be done in the midst thereof.
That be done in the midst thereof. Meaning that be done in this wicked society, in this wicked kingdom. You understand? Put a mark on them. Mark them. That don't like how this place running. That not siding with the government when they say, all right, let me pass homosexuality. Let me pass the smoking weed bill or the ganja bill or whatever they just call it. You understand? Or saying, or when they pass the law that they could commit abortion, that you could do abortion, that our sisters could do abortion. You understand? We is the men that sigh and cry against that, all the abominations that been done in the midst of the city. Go ahead.
And to the others he said.
And to the what?
And to the others he said, in my hearing, go you after him through the city.
You understand? And to the others, this is what the Most High is saying. Go through the midst of the city. Go ahead.
And smite.
And do what?
And smite.
And of course, we know what smite is. The Lord is saying, this is what the Lord is saying. Opposed to the Christian church, they say that the Lord is all about hugs and kisses. You understand? The Lord is saying, go through the midst of the city and smite and kill. You understand? Go ahead.
Let your eyes spare, neither have you pity.
The Lord is saying, let your eyes, don't let your eyes, don't spare nobody. Don't feel sorry for nobody. Go to the midst of the city and kill. Go ahead.
Verse 6. Slay utterly old and young.
Do what?
Slay utterly old and young.
This is the workings of the Most High. The Lord is saying, kill utterly old people and young people. You understand? Go ahead.
Both maids and little children.
Both maids and what? Little what?
Little children.
And even little children. This is the Lord. The Lord saying that. You understand? Opposed to what your Christian pastor teaching you in the Christian church. The Lord is saying, kill all young, maids and little children. You understand? Go ahead.
And women.
And what?
And women.
And what?
And women.
And even women. You understand? This is what the Lord is saying. Go ahead.
But come not near any man upon whom is the mark.
But the Lord is saying, but any man who is the mark, any man who sigh and cry for the abominations that happening in this place, in this wicked kingdom, in this society, the Lord is saying among them, don't touch them. You understand? Because they standing up, they standing for what I want. They standing for what in my law. You understand? But the others, the old ones, the young ones, the little children, the maids, the women that do not want to follow my law, my commandment, my statute, the Lord is saying, go and kill. You understand? This is what the Lord is saying. And of course, this is what you're not going to learn in the Christian church. Now the Lord is calling that shot. You understand? From here, give me Leviticus. No, Salakia, not Leviticus. Give me Psalms chapter 119 and verse 9. And we'll close up with that, Baba Kushar. Psalms chapter 119 and verse 9. Because of course, when our people hear that, you know, you have to come and keep the laws, commandments, and statutes of the Most High. You understand? And some people might follow, some people might listen, some people mightn't listen. You understand? And some people might say, boy, yeah, boy. See the I.S.U.P.K? They're really against the Christian church. Because the Christian church really is garbage. They're really out here for my people. They're really showing, you understand? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, the road that they're supposed to walk. You understand? But you studying now, boy, as a black man, how are you really supposed to serve the Lord, boy? If the Christian church fail, the Muslim must fail. You understand? My parents fail because they don't understand certain things in the Bible. You understand? This is what the Lord telling you. Go ahead when you have it, Baba Kusha.
Psalms 119 and verse 9.
Psalms 119, yeah, go ahead, you have it.
Be it, wherewithal shall a young man cleanse his ways.
You understand? So this is how a young man, a young woman should cleanse their ways. You understand? Should change from the way that they're in. Should change from doing evil against the Most High. You understand? And being right standing with the Lord. Be under the shadows or the feathers of the Almighty. This is what a young man, a young woman is supposed to do. How a young man should cleanse his ways. How you should change your ways. And start having the mind of the Lord. Start having the mind of Christ. Go ahead.
By taking heed.
By taking what?
By taking heed.
By taking what?
By taking heed.
You so-called black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man, woman, child, you supposed to take heed. Take heed. Go ahead.
Here too. according to thy word.
Take heed according to the word of the Most High, according to the mind of the Lord, according to the mouth of God. This is what you're supposed to take heed to, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian. Go ahead.
Verse 10. With my whole heart have I sought thee. Oh, let me not wander from thy commandments.
You understand? So now with your whole mind, this is how you're supposed to search after the Most High. You understand? You're supposed to search diligently after the Most High. The things that He wants you to do, the things that He wanted to follow. You understand? And understand the things that He don't want you to do. You understand? By taking heed to what?
By taking heed thereto according to thy word.
You understand? By taking heed according to the mouth of the Most High, the laws, commandments, and statutes, the thing written in this Bible. Go ahead.
Verse 10. With my whole heart.
With your what?
With my whole heart.
You understand? And of course, your heart in the scriptures is talking about your mind. Go ahead. So with your whole mind, go ahead.
Have I sought thee.
You should search diligently. You should search after the things that the Most High want you to follow, and understand the things that He don't want you to follow. Go ahead.
Oh, let me not wander from thy commandments.
Let me not wander what?
From thy commandments.
You understand? That is what us as a people, you understand, supposed to do. Not wander away from the laws, commandments, and statutes of the Most High. You understand? Let me not wander from thy commandments, like you have instead. You understand? So again, your Christian pastor say the Lord's commandments and statutes done away with. You understand? We now read in the book of Psalms that David saying, let me not wander away from your commandments, meaning that is something that our people are supposed to keep. That is something that you, Salaki, are supposed to keep. So-called black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man. You understand? If you really want to cleanse your ways, cleansing your ways, you have to keep the laws, commandments, and statutes of the Most High. You have to follow after the commandments of the Most High, right? Now with that, your party class over to Priest and Officer Shah. Yeah, you know, sir.
Security announcement. I.S.U.P.K out of 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under command of Gen.YAHANNA. No rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are here to be saluted only. They are here to share